In this video, we're going to be taking a look back at some of the craziest moments of 2023 in Build a Boat for Treasure. Basically, a recap of some of my most favorite videos and coolest things that we've done inside of Build a Boat. So make sure to stay tuned, and also be sure to like the video and subscribe. Turn on that notification bell, because this video is going to be full of gold glitches, cool secrets, insane glitches that you guys have got to see, boss fights, and much more. So stay tuned. Be sure to like and subscribe, and let's hop straight into the first one. Let's first start off with the updates that we actually had this year. Starting off with the 4th of July update that actually gave a free fireworks every single day when you log on to Build a Boat, and they also added them to the shop. And of course, we also had the laser launcher that got added from the Roblox Build a Boat for Treasure Nerf gun that's only exclusive to that. I mean, this item is pretty cool, and this is when it first got added. And of course, just recently we got the Halloween update as well, which they actually added the candy houses around the map and added a bunch of few items to the shop for Halloween. So those are pretty much the updates that we got this year, but there's still so many more cool things. Way cooler than the updates, in my opinion. These are some of the best gold glitches slash grinders that we've ever featured on the channel this year. These are definitely worth taking a look at because each one of these is insane. Starting off with the first one, where we decided to move every single spawn point to the stage, which means we infinitely make gold, because every time you spawn in, you just fall and die, and it just repeats the process over and over and over again. And it was honestly a really good AFK grinder, I'm not gonna lie. This is one of my favorites on the list because I don't think I've ever seen anyone do this before, and we just thought, why don't we just bring all the spawns to the stage and just, you know, infinitely get gold? And well, sure enough, it did work. This is by far one of my most favorites on the list, but this next one beats this by far. And next up, we have a Barkytron and Golden Phoenix's gold grinder that they made that is the best gold grinder in the game. What you're looking at right now is like the behind the scenes of it, how they planned it out. They even have like showcases. They even have their own automatic spike trap farm that can make a completely separate, different amount of gold, but it can actually be moved to any team on the map. Connected with all of this stuff right here, you are looking at the best and most thought through gold grinders in Build a Boat for Treasure. I don't even want to know how many hours this took to build, figure out. The mechanics behind this thing is insane. Not only do they actually have the best AFK gold grinder, but as you guys are seeing here, these spike traps can get set up on pretty much any team possible, any team that they want. So if they go into any servers, they can set it up anywhere. So basically, players will spawn in and oof on the spike traps, and you'll be making gold on that at the same time as you're making gold inside of the stages. I mean, just look at this. This is absolutely ridiculous. I've never seen anything like this ever in Build a Boat for Treasure. So as you're going on the spike trap farm, you're also going inside of the stages and claiming free gold, which this actually equals out to 1.4 million gold in 24 hours of doing this right here. 1.4 million. If you guys have been watching my channel for the past year, you guys may know that we love to do the terrain moving glitch inside of the game. And these are some of my most favorite things that we've actually moved with a terrain glitch that are absolutely hilarious and that you guys have got to see. Starting off with the first one. Where we actually moved the hut inside of the stage right here. Now you're probably wondering, why are you trying to move the huts? Well, those huts actually spawn bombs out of them, and with those, if we bring them back to our plots, you guys have just got to see what happened. We were able to actually make an item that does damage to pretty much anything around it. I mean, just look at that. It's automatic, and it will stay there pretty much until the stage respawns. So we basically had our own little bomb item inside of the game that actually does damage to builds, but this is just one of them. We got even more crazy ones. We even took a rock from one of the stages. Now you're probably wondering, how did you do that? Well, we just used the terrain glitch, and well, the rock literally respawns at our base when we started to move this. It actually does damage to builds and players, and it does in fact respawn. So we figured out that you could pretty much do this with any obstacle inside of the game. If you brought it back to your team plots, it would respawn on your team plots. So technically, you could have pretty much any stage item on your plot. So of course, we decided to grab a hot dog. I think we did, at least. Yeah, we attempted to grab a hot dog because we thought, wait a second, if we can bring any obstacle, we have to try bringing a hot dog. So that's in fact what we did. So I don't even remember, did this work or not? I think it worked. but I don't remember. Okay, so the one inside of the normal stage respawned. Did the hot dog respawn? I don't know. After we gave up on the hot dog, we decided to bring the biggest obstacle inside of the game, which is the giant rock boulder from the second to last stage. And I mean, this thing is crazy, and yes, of course, it does damage. Can't forget about the alligator either. Yes, in fact, we did get an alligator on our plot inside of Build-A-Boat. This is probably one of the coolest ones we've ever got, but yes, you can have a working alligator on your plot that does damage. It's absolutely hilarious. But if you guys thought that was cool, this one is even better. This is probably up there on the top of the things we've ever done with the terrain moving glitch. So we all know about the stage that you can do this little mini game where these noobs will spawn in and try to hunt you with swords. But what if you could actually take the noob out of the stage? We tried the first time of bringing it out with a seat, but that did not work. So we resulted to doing the terrain moving glitch. Now, we did not think this was going to work at all. We thought immediately if these things left the stage that they would instantly despawn, which they usually do. But with the terrain moving glitch, it was a little bit different, and to our surprise, it actually worked. It did take a little bit to do, but when we actually did it, we were surprised and found out that it in fact does work. I mean, just look at this. This is insane. You have your own wizard person who would just go and attack anybody in sight. You can bring any of them to you. They would also deal damage to random players as well. Literally anybody on the map, it would deal damage to. It's probably one of the funniest ones, but this next one I think is probably even crazier than this. Well, we did the terrain moving glitch on the actual vault of the RB Battles minigame. We thought, wait a second, what if we could make our own vault door with the code inside of Build-A-Boat? And that's exactly what we did. We ended up bringing the entire plot over to our build plot, and we made a pretty cool vault out of it, which is completely indestructible. This was by far one of the coolest things we've ever moved inside of the game, and to have your own custom vault with your own custom pin code was kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie. If we actually took more time, we probably could have made a way cooler looking vault, but you know what? It was insane, okay? We even managed to bring the entire clouds with lightning to our build plots from one of the stages. I did not think this was gonna work at all, but you know, before we knew it, we had working lightning inside of the game. By far, one of the most interesting things we moved with the terrain moving glitch. We even moved the baseball bat from the baseball stage, which was also very interesting, because the bat even moved and the baseball was there as well. This is really crazy. We even removed the lighthouse light, and it was the biggest light I've ever seen inside of the game on our build plot. Absolutely insane. You also can't forget about the bubble particles that we got from the fish stage. This is the best one on the list by far. So as you guys can see right there, we had a lot of fun with the terrain moving glitch this year. A lot of different things we found out we could actually do. We even tested out new Build-A-Boat for Treasure games on the channel. In fact, this one game that came out just a couple months ago is just like Build-A-Boat, but mixed with the simulator. This right here is Mark Roberts' Build a Rocket, which is basically Build-A-Boat, but a rocket ship inside of the future, basically. If you guys have not checked out this game, I mean, I thought it was pretty cool at first, but it did take a lot of time to actually grind. If you took Build-A-Boat for Treasure, put it in space, and made it a simulator, that's pretty much what this game is. I even made my own Build-A-Boat for Treasure game on Roblox, which turned out absolutely terrible, but you know what? It was great, okay? It'll forever be in my heart as the best Build-A-Boat game to ever exist. Just kidding, guys. This was the worst game I've ever made in my entire life. We were even given the chance to spend 10 million gold inside of Build-A-Boats, which is the most amount of gold I've ever spent inside of the game. Shout out to Golden Phoenix and Divine for making this possible. We spent 10 million gold in literally 10 minutes of playing Build-A-Boat for Treasure, which honestly was an honor. I've never done something like that ever, and I even spent 4 million gold in one single purchase, which you guys will see here in just a second. I bought 1,000 cannons, thought, that's not enough. I ended up spending 4 million gold on red chest inside of Build-A-Boats. Yes, you guys heard that right. This is the most expensive single-hand purchase you can possibly make inside of the game, and that's what it looks like when you spend 4 million gold inside of Build-A-Boat for Treasure in one single purchase. Of course, I have to include the RB Battles secret. The hunt for the RB Battles bit inside of Build-A-Boat was insane. Nobody thought it was actually inside of Build-A-Boat for Treasure, but I was a firm believer that the key or the bit was inside of Build-A-Boat the entire entire time. You had to do this code to unlock this mini game and to unlock the boss fight, and at the time we didn't know how to open the door, but it was later found out that you had to look through the red glass. But this is by far one of the coolest Build-A-Boat for Treasure events that we've ever had, and I do look forward to more events like these in the future. I mean, there are so many things we did inside of Build-A-Boat for Treasure this year that I literally can't even name them all. But if you guys want to see a part 2 to some of the best moments we've had in Build-A-Boat this year, be sure to drop a big thumbs up, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all inside of the next one. Peace out and goodbye.